Hi there everyone, how you doing? Jeff C here. It is Monday, October the 13th. Now, many of you probably know I've been one of the most active channels dealing with the whole Ebola outbreak, which I've been calling a hoax. I believe it's a hoax here in North America. I believe it's a hoax in Spain. I believe it's a hoax wherever it's appearing, and including Africa, West Africa. I think there's ample evidence to suggest that a huge psyop is being carried out in places like Liberia and Guinea, Nigeria, all these countries that have been affected by the so-called Ebola outbreak. Now, I've said always from the beginning, I'm not saying that Ebola is not real, okay? I'm not saying that there isn't such a thing as Ebola. I mean, from all the sort of studies that have been done, yes, it does exist and all that. I'm saying that they're faking this outbreak and that they are paying crisis actors to play Ebola victims in places like Liberia and trying to manipulate popular or public opinion in North America and Great Britain, Europe, right, to convince people that Ebola is real. And they're using all different tactics. Of course, I've gone on about the neon green color coding, all the signs that are out there telling all the Liberians everywhere they go that Ebola is real, right? Trying to drive it into their minds, and if there was a real outbreak, you wouldn't need to go through all those extremes. Now, one of my videos has come into question, which is this one. It's gone viral, this video. It's got 126,000 hits. So I'm happy about that. In fact, when this video was sent to me several times, and I finally got around to covering it, and this particular video, I was led to believe, was banned or it was taken off CNN's website. This is what I was told. So apparently it's still up there. I'm going to show you the full video. So I only think it's fair that we take a look at the full video. Now, I firmly believe that they're crisis acting here. I don't doubt it for a second. And I've shown with this guy here, I don't believe at all that he has Ebola. I believe he's entirely acting it out. Of course, he's got the green shirt as well. And I think there's so much evidence there. And, you know, and there's other channels now, bigger channels, that are starting to pick it up and starting to run with this as well, saying that there's no way this guy has Ebola. He's just acting it out. And, of course, near the end, we see the father walking away with a wad of cash in his hand. I think it's pretty clear that the corporate media has been busted here. And there's the guy, of course, where he's looking around and he looks fine, right? I'll just show that quickly.
Busted. After a few hours outside.
Yeah, his head just moves quickly like that, right? And then the father's walking away with the money. So now Monograph's upset. I don't know why he's so upset. I have nothing against you, Monograph. No way do I want to get in some sort of war with you in any way, shape, or form. You're perfectly entitled to make videos like this if you want to try to discredit us. Monograph thinks that we are pushing disinfo because we lied. I didn't lie about the video. I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know that this video is up on CNN's website. So I'm going to show it to people now, just to be fair and let people make up their own opinion. So he's put out this stuff. He's been attacking Red Pill. I don't understand it. I would say, guys, please make peace. We don't need this shit. It's okay to disagree. Many people are going to disagree. We're going to disagree on all kinds of things. Disagreeing because somebody, doesn't, give you the right to go and attack somebody else's channel and to really cause them all kinds of trouble by trying to expose them and post all this personal information about them. Please, Monograph, be cool with this. I totally understand. You believe it's real and you believe that we made some mistakes. That's okay. That's cool. I totally see it, man. I'm going to show you right now that I will make amends for this video not showing the whole thing, because I didn't know it existed, the whole thing. I was led to believe on YouTube, like many others, that was all that there was of this video. So let's take a look at the real video and I'll break it down for you.
Inside this ambulance, 3 Ebola patients.
3 Ebola patients. Take good looks at these people.
Including a teenager. All of them denied entry to one of Monrovia's overcrowded Ebola treatment centers. The ambulance weaves through traffic, trying desperately to get care where it's been promised. The city's newest Ebola hospital opened just hours before, the Island Clinic.
Okay, so weaving through traffic, right? It's all dramatization, right? Weaving through traffic to the country's new Ebola hospital that was just opened with USAID, right? USAID. Okay? Just opened. Do you know how scripted this is? right? This hospital just opened hours ago, and they're already racing patients in. Of course, you've got the black guys in the green shirts right there as well. So it's already totally scripted, in my opinion.
But when we arrive with the ambulance, we find a hospital not ready. The patient...
See, I don't think these guys look sick at all. They're walking in on their own free will, and they automatically say these are Ebola patients. They have not been tested for Ebola, right? There's no test that has been done, and they could just be sick, or they could just be crisis actors. So this is the way that the media reports things as fact. These are 3 Ebola patients, right? How do you know that? You have no way of knowing that. And they're arriving in this brand new hospital. They've just shown up, and you've got this guy with a spray thing, a disinfectant spray thing, and he's spraying the ground or whatever, their feet, I don't know. Right? So let's continue.
The ambulance we followed are strong enough to walk in. But there are ambulances already here carrying patients who are too weak to enter the hospital on their own.
There we go. So these patients are too weak to enter the hospital on their own. Somehow, though, the doors are open, and somehow CNN just happens to be right there to videotape. Right there. Okay, right where the unloading area for the ambulances is. And CNN just happens to be there. This is a brand new hospital. It was just opened up hours ago, and it's got USAID written all over it. Okay? Now you got these guys in the back. Why would they open the doors and leave these guys sitting here? Leave them here. Why would they do that? Right? Ask yourself that. Why would they do that? Now this guy does look sick. All right? I'll give him that. He does look sick. But he could very well just be, you know, a little bit of makeup and a little bit of you know, crisis acting. Let's keep it going.
Patients stay curled up in a ball. These men can't move either. We're told he's not wearing clothes below the waist because of the intense diarrhea caused by Ebola.
So they want him to crap all over the ambulance instead of crapping all in his pants. And you think about that too. Crapping all over the ambulance would mean they would have to disinfect the entire ambulance. Right? Which would take an enormous amount of work if a guy's got Ebola and diarrhea. And then it would also put the workers at risk. So let's continue.
Try to come down and walk a little, a worker tells the man. I'm too tired, he says. Then summoning up his energy, he tries.
Try to come down and walk a little, a worker asks. So, you know, you see this guy here, all right?
I'm too tired, he says.
Let me just put that
clothes
back.
Below the waist because of the intense diarrhea caused by Ebola. Try to come down and walk a little, a worker tells the man.
Okay, so a worker, right? What is a worker? Is he working at the hospital? So try to come down and walk a little. So this guy, looking as sick as he does, somebody's telling him to get up and walk, even though it's clear that he has no strength. At least that's the way he looks. So why are they telling him to get up and try to walk out of the ambulance? Why would they tell him that? Because they want the photo up.
I'm too tired, he says. Then summoning up his energy, he tries. For now, he's left where he falls.
Yeah, he left where he falls.
This little boy tries to walk in too, but then he collapses as well.
He collapsed. Okay, so
where he falls. This little boy tries to walk in too, but then he collapses as well. Where he falls. This little boy tries to walk in too, but then he collapses as well.
That boy does not look sick at all, and he did not collapse at all. He went and laid down on the ground. Okay? That is as clear as day. That's crystal clear that this kid just was walking along, looks fine, and all of a sudden decides to lie down. He didn't collapse. Okay? You want to see that again? There you go.
This little boy tries to walk in too, but then he collapses as well.
That's not collapsing. That's just him going and taking his spot. And that's what actors do if they're paid. Okay?
And go inside, workers tell him. You'll only get food if you go inside.
You only get food. Well, if you're really sick with Ebola, you wouldn't be hungry anyway. So you only get. I mean, the worker is saying you only get food if you go inside. What kind of a hospital? Yeah, it's so ridiculous. Get up and walk inside the hospital, and yet they're supposed to be deathly ill on death's door with Ebola. Where are the stretchers? Why are the workers telling them what to do? Why aren't the workers using the stretchers to come out and get them? You see how absurd this whole thing is?
Said, let him rest.
Let him rest.
And they agree that's best for now.
That's best for now.
The workers tell us staff inside is suiting up in their protective gear so they can carry the patients in.
Yeah.
The island
Great
clinic is
preparedness.
supported by the Liberian government and the World Health Organization.
So you see here how it's like a compound, and they've got barbed wire all around here. So this is where the ambulances are. They're inside this compound. So how is it that CNN has a camera is allowed to access every part of this? You have cameramen, and you have all these guys walking around plain clothes. They're not the least bit worried about coming close to these people with Ebola. And we're supposed to believe this whole thing? All right, let's continue.
We showed our video to Peter Graff with the WHO. His first reaction?
I mean, it's horrible. I mean,
it's horrible, yeah.
But I think what the lesson is here is that people still come too late. They're very sick, and that's when you get scenes like this.
People come too late, and yet you had those 3 kids, three teens there that walked in and looked perfectly healthy, right?
It's much better to come when you feel the first signs and symptoms and get yourself tested.
Many people
first
try to get there earlier, and they're turned away over
right,
and over.
And that's why I'm so glad that we now opened this clinic.
Now we have this hospital is just open today. This guy just happens to be there. This whole thing is all set up, right? And they just got a brand new hospital, and yet they leave people inside the back of an ambulance. They leave the doors wide open, and they allow CNN cameras to come up close and film people. And then they have workers telling people to step out of the ambulances when they clearly look sick and to fall on the ground. And then you have a kid walking up, and they act like he's collapsing when he's clearly just lying down on the pavement, sort of thing. It's just absolute absurdity.
And why weren't they ready with their protective gear?
Very good question. I don't have the answer. I mean, yes, they should have.
Graff says perhaps the reason is the hospital became overwhelmed. Almost all of the 120 beds were already filled within the first day.
So it's the first day, the hospital's overwhelmed, and yet they're showing these empty beds. I mean, it's absurdity what they expect you to believe. All right? They're just showing all these empty beds. Oh, perhaps the reason why they didn't get in is because they were overwhelmed. Do you realize how stupid this whole thing, you know how set up this thing is? It's absolutely absurd. CNN just happens to be there the day this brand new hospital opens up, but yet the beds are all taken, and yet the beds that they show are all empty. Right? You know how silly this fucking shit is? It's just...
It's shocking. I mean, of course, this is exactly what we should try to avoid in the future.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
course.
horrible.
Is this something you're going to check on?
Of course I will. Yeah.
Thank you.
Immediately.
Of course I will.
When we
Immediately.
left the hospital,
Go.
the boy and the man were still on the ground.
When we left the hospital,
the boy...
Right? And, these people aren't in protective clothing. They're not in anything. There's people standing all around sort of thing. These are crisis actors. That is my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. And if you don't like it, you can make a video totally discrediting me. I don't care. Go right ahead. Please do. But I'm going to say my opinion. And
the man were still on the ground, a symptom of a system overwhelmed and a new hospital apparently unprepared.
Yeah, unprepared. New hospital unprepared. And it's just unfrickin' believable. I don't buy anything. This guy, totally plainclothes, walking right past these people that supposedly have Ebola. You know, it's such bullshit, all right? That is my opinion. So, a monograph, with all due respect, you can say what you want. If you believe this is real, you believe CNN. If CNN is so reliable, then, yeah, okay, go ahead, back up CNN. It's okay. I don't expect you to back me up, but please don't make it personal, all right? Please. Let's not get personal with this stuff. It's okay to disagree. It's okay. I want everyone to make up their own opinion. That's why I'm showing this whole video, and I hope that satisfies you and satisfies everyone else that we've shown the whole video here, and I believe even more. Now, I think this video completely solidifies my previous video. In fact, I thank you very much, Monograph, for posting the link for this, because I'm so glad to have seen it. Thank you all. I will post the link for this below, and you people make up your own mind. Leave your comments below. If you disagree, I'm not going to censor you. Go ahead and disagree. But if you start throwing insults around and stuff like that, well then, that's a little bit too much. So thank you very much.